Good morning, everybody. Tradezilla just liked my Tradezilla just liked my X. Very nice, very nice. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, 1st of December. And what a nice way to finish the year. Beautiful way to finish coming into or going into 2026 with several funded accounts, which is what we want to see. I do still have some that I'm working on in the background, but I would say 70 to 80% of them are now passed. I just have a terrible thing with my funded futures, Tradeify. For whatever reason, I get them passed, and then something silly happens, hedging or some other stupid human error of mine. But we will get there. We will get there. I traded some shorts this morning. Just to show you on here. I traded some shorts this morning. I was so asleep and so just. I think it was about 1 o'clock in the morning for me, and then I woke back up at 3 a.m. in the morning. In fact, it'll show you on here, but I was asleep, so I pretty much put the trade on around like 1/2 midnight, and then again at 4 a.m. Just small trades on the Lucid accounts. They're at 26.7. But the short wasn't the best play because, well, it was the best play, but you'll see the Apex accounts are at their 26,560, so I just need $40 on those, and then there's a 10k payout coming, but I think I have to wait till Friday to submit that because you need 8 days. So I'll just have to have a couple scratch trades. I mean, I'll just trade anyway, and whatever happens. But yeah, point being is, and this is my funded next accounts. Again, these were the shorts I took on the overnight. As good as they were, annoyingly, and this is why someone might say, well, why didn't you let us know in the trading room? I actually did say I was short, but I was so tired. I literally just put I am short because I was so tired, and I've been decorating all weekend. And to tell you how tired I was, for the 3 or 4 or 5th time, the Tradeify accounts and the Alpha Futures accounts, I think I've accidentally blown them because of the hedging again, which is so freaking annoying. You'll see on here, this is me taking a short off, covering, and then this is me 15 minutes before an order must have been here that took the short off. So I brought this back, but then I brought this back with more size than I was short. So on this account here, 835, whatever happened when I went to log in the account on this account, I was like, oh, I'm still short. Perfect. Then I realized, why is this account moving? And the balances were completely different, negative and positive. And I realized this account had brought back twice the amount of size as this. So when I cancelled this off here, this is me selling the long, this is me covering the short, both at the same time. Therefore, for about 20 minutes, I was hedging. Technically, I was holding a position on the opposite side. Not wanting to do that, I just did not realize, and this is why I do not trade when you're asleep. This is the same thing that happened on the Tradeify as well, which is just so annoying. So this is me shorting, covering the long here, and then you'll see, for whatever reason, this is just on one account, but it affects all the accounts because you've made profit on some and not others, so they penalize you for the whole balance. So yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated, to say the least. So if anyone says, why didn't you alert the trade? Well, guess what? You didn't really want it to happen because you could have done what I did. And again, same here. So I covered the short, but then the balance must have been, I don't exactly remember what happened. I think I went short 4 instead of 2 on some of the accounts. Some of them were short 2 and some were short 4. And I think just one account accidentally shorted double. So buying 4 back instead of 2 just ended up making the account plus. So it's going to affect all the accounts. So in short, there's 8 accounts there that are all funded. And I think, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. They don't email you straight away. They email you pretty much after the close. So I don't know, man. It's so very, very frustrating. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. I'm hoping I get to keep them, but at the same time, it's like I imagine it's just a computer says no. It's not like I meant to do it. I just think they should just disable it so you can't even do that as an option. Luckily enough, it was only on those accounts, none of the others, which you just have to be so careful. Even at 1 in the morning when you're just glancing at your phone half asleep. Anyway, looking on the NQ on the daily time frame, we are drum roll please. We are in the green territory for the BX. The only problem is we aren't yet on the 2-day on the green, so I am still going to be sort of neutral. When I say neutral, I just mean I'm pretty much open to both sides, the short and the long. I don't really care what side of the market I'm on. I will just trade the direction that makes most sense for me. So I don't really have an overall bullish or bearish stance. We're pretty much in the middle of the zone. So if you were more bullish than bearish, brilliant. But I just don't think you have overall edge yet, just on a daily time frame. So we need that to materialize. But just looking on it on a smaller time frame, which is a little bit more easy to do for me at least. On Friday, we completed what would be the full negative 100 of the most aggressive high to high. Now, that anchor is from, so we had the traditional, the first high to high, the second high to high, and the third high to high. That completed its full negative 100, which has been and probably will continue to be until proven otherwise the blow off top for now. So that is 25,515s, and currently we have traded on the overnight, which is what I was pretty much trading. There was a traditional that traded pretty much on the open. I traded the 62 inside that negative 100, which is why I was pretty much short from midnight. And then I waited for pretty much what would be the rejection of these lows. True trend was down, and you can just see we had a huge deviation, huge deviation. Traded the ETH dynamic trend line, green diamond, green triangle, green diamond, true trend starts to form. And so far, all this has been, for now, is just a same anchor new low on the 38. It might look a little bit messy, but pretty much just draw the same anchor new low on the overnight. And that 38 is what has been sold into exhibit A here. These highs, these hourly highs marked in a circle here, hourly high. Yes, we had a green diamond, hourly low, but true trend pretty much as soon as we had that triangle momentum down. So far, it's just been really sloppy. And again, I'm not more bullish than bearish or more bearish than bullish. I'm pretty much neutral and able and happy to take any side. I just would rather something clearer form. And currently, I'd be more bearish than bullish just purely because we're below the overnight lows from Friday. We're triangle momentum down. We're in the true trend. We've already traded the ETH dynamic trend line before the open. Like, these are all bearish things that we need to pay attention to. But of course, if we start to break above this structure and start getting back up into the RTH mid, which is about 150 points away, then things maybe get a little bit more balanced. But for now, I think I'd probably take if shorts show up, I will press the button on the shorts. And for me to get involved in a long, it's really probably going to have to be waiting for probably an aggressive. I think we're inside like a halfway back here. I think I'd probably want to see this go full negative 100, which we're inside. I think, yeah, we're inside here. So if this goes full negative 100, then I mean, that's going to be a rejection to RTH lows from Friday. So, yeah, it's a tricky one, man. It's a tricky one. I do see the long potential to that negative 100. And if it's going to go higher, I'm just going to draw that to the hourly high just to see where that takes you. Back down to pretty much where we are now. Then you've got a full negative 100 back up into yesterday's mid. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm going to be open to the long side for basically just a cheap midpoint rebalance of Friday's session. But in terms of the downside, if that's going to continue, then I think it is just going to be a case of letting this get fake out of let this fake traders out on the open, i.e. let it just do what it wants to do, whether that's a massive rally on the open back into RTH mid. Of course, we're not going to short that, so that's fine. But I would probably wait to see if we trade the ETH dynamic trend line again, which would be the second time, then a retracement back up into what would be the true trend. Then we sell that down. But right now, this is pretty much just turned from bearish trend to somewhat starting to go into a bullish trend. So I'm going to favor the full push off on the open into the hourly high at least. And I probably won't take that as long. I'll probably just wait for the full same anchor new high, which will be from these overnight lows to whatever high we put in, draw that extension, and then maybe that's the full rebalance. That's the long side. And again, the daily is bullish, so you do have to pay attention to that. And it'll just be a case of following that true trend. Again, right now, I think it's pretty much starting to turn to the bullish side. So yeah, don't try and fade as a market where the indicators are showing strength, and I don't think you can go wrong. But right now we've had 2 touches on the dynamic trend line on the ETH, and for now they're holding. So let's be sensible and trade the market ruin, not the market we want to be in. I think that's all I have. Again, it's not an overly sexy long because you're above Friday's lows. I get that, and I'm not really too bothered about even taking it, to be honest. I would probably wait for that full traditional. In fact, I will wait for that full traditional, and whatever high we put in, it's probably going to bring us back down to where we are now. And then again, that lines up with a full RTH halfway back. So that's probably all I'm going to look for to the long side, if that even prevails. If not, then it'll just be a case of waiting for that true trend to go red again. Right now, you can't short because literally the trend is up. So let it just do its thing. Whatever it wants to do on the open, let it do that. If it's a massive sell-off, that true trend will show you that. Then we just follow that down. Yeah, that's all I really have. And we'll go live in the trading room. And if there's any questions, we can cover those live. But yeah, pretty much hit. I have hit PT on a handful of my accounts, but the ones that I can trade, I will trade. And yeah, other than that, guys, I will see you all in the trading room. Anyone watching this on YouTube, click the link below. All the discounts have ended, so if you haven't made use of those, unfortunately, I don't know what to say. we gave long enough. So yeah, the prices have now gone up, and also the monthly has also gone up as well. So make sure to check out the next discount. If other than that, guys, I will see you all in the trading room on Whoop, and yeah, I'll see everyone on